Christmas, my wife, the hot blonde, got me a cordless, a Paslode cordless finish nailer, and I wanted to get the framing nailer to go with it. I got some projects coming up I could use it for. I have a air-powered framing nailer also, but I'm going to be doing some work where there's no power, so, and my compressor is a bit difficult to move around, so it's kind of heavy. So I've been wanting to get the framing nailer, the cordless framing nailer from Paslode, and it was on sale this past week here. I guess it was for Father's Day, I'm not sure, and it was $40 off. They rarely go on sale, so I went ahead and bought it. Now let's open this up and take a look. We've got a little tie wrap over here, so let's cut that off. I can do it without cutting my finger off. Almost did. That wasn't the smartest thing. I should have used a pair of pliers or something for that. And let's get the wrapper off of it. Let me mention this because I'm going to forget to mention it. This is a 30-degree full head nailer, so the nails, you have to have 30-degree collation on them, and I believe they're all paper collated. And that is the model number CFN 325. Open this up and see what we got in here. Now we got two latches. That's typical of Paslode. We have misdirections. We have a battery charger and a battery. The gun itself. A couple more things about the case. There is a, get it out, a hex key in there they give you. And what that is for is, it does need to be cleaned occasionally. They make a little cleaning kit with the proper chemicals to clean it, and you have to take the top off, and that hex key is for those fasteners right there. So they gave you the key. And one more thing about the case, this has a proper hinge on it. It doesn't have one of those living hinges where it's just the plastic is joined and eventually it's going to break, so this should hold up pretty good, so it's good that they did that. Paslode usually gives you a they gave you some safety glasses too, which is nice. Paslode usually gives you a pretty good case, so we got it's blow molded, of course. It's pretty sturdy. The latches are pretty sturdy, and they seem to be attached pretty good. It's easy to have the latch pieces come off and lose them, but I think the case looks pretty good. Not a lot to say about that. A little bulkier than the finish nailer case for obvious reasons, because the gun itself is a lot larger, but a typical good Paslode case. First looked at it, I thought the case was bigger on the framing gun, but actually it's not. I put the finish gun on there, the finish nailer, and they're actually the same size. Take a little better look at the gun. One of the things I saw in reviews is that the tip on this is pretty aggressive, so when you're nailing straight down, it doesn't matter, but when you're toe nailing, you need to grab the side of the wood, and this has a pretty aggressive tip on it. And one of the tests I saw, this actually allowed you to go at the shallowest angle before the tip slips, so that's good. And the depth adjustment on here is these two orange buttons on here. You squeeze those, and then you can move the nose in and out, and that will adjust the depth of the nail. So the battery goes in here. Oops, is that right? Yeah, that's the right way. And there's two positions on it. There's the first position is off, and basically that That's how you turn the gun off if you don't want to take the battery completely out. If you put the battery in that position, it will not fire. And then if you want to fire, you push it all the way in. So that middle position there is the basically the off on the battery. The battery comes with a little bit of charge in it, but not much. It's enough to put the light on, but it's not enough to actually fire the gun. The first time I tried to fire it, it didn't work, and I wasn't sure why, but that's what it was. So as soon as you get the gun, you're going to want to go ahead and charge the battery. So to load this, you just slide the nails in, drop them down, and on here, this slide locks in the back, and if you just pull it back and let it go, and that will put the pressure on the nails. So there's a kind of a slot back in here. If you pull this back to the slot, push, hard to do one-handed and not block the camera. If you pull it back and push that lock button, it'll hold that there, and then you can change the nails. And this takes up to a 3 1/4 inch nail, and I believe, if I remember correctly, the shortest one is 2 inches. So anyway, that's how you load it. All set to go, so let's try it out. A couple pieces of 2x, I think that's treated, I'm not positive. Just a regular Doug fir one. Let's see if this will do the trick now. Up. Nope, still not. Ah, there we go. Been used to using the finish nailer. I forgot there was going to be more kickback on that. It startled me slightly, so that was not too smart. Anyway, drove the nail, no problem. And let's try that again. Let's see what we end up with. Actually, fan's a little loud, which is not surprising since it's larger than the finish nailer. Let's see if we can get this to. It's a little. Driving them a little deep. Let's see if we can do something about that. Let's try that again. That's better. I had it set a little too deep, and then I changed a little bit. Now they're flush, so that looks pretty good. So, looks fine. I expected it would. It's a little loud, so if you're using it indoors, I would definitely have hearing protection. I might even use hearing protection outdoors. It's got quite a pop to it, which isn't surprising because the finish gun is fairly loud too, so that shouldn't come as a big surprise. But so why did I choose this as opposed to another option? Well, based on the ratings that I've seen, people testing them, the only other gun of comparable quality and performance is the Milwaukee. Now, I have Milwaukee tools, so that's kind of where I was going to go in the first place, but what changed my mind was the Milwaukee gun with I think it was a 5 amp hour battery on it, I believe, weighed 12 pounds. This only weighs 7.9. That is a significant difference over the course of a day, so this is going to create much less fatigue. So I decided to go this way. One of the objections to this gun as opposed to the battery operated ones is because you have to buy the gas. So that is a consumable, and it is an additional cost. So, but I don't think it's really that big of a deal, and let me show you why. Alright, the favorite part of the program, let's do some math. So, 2 cylinders at Home Depot are $25.88 for 2, so we'll just call it $13. So, what we will get a black marker that's not showing up too well. better. All right. So, and it says it'll drive 1,200 nails. That's probably optimistic, but let's just go with it. So what we've got is 13 divided by 1,200. So I won't go into 1, I won't go into 3. Add a 0 here. We'll do that. So we're going to get out to 1300. I'm skipping some steps to make you happy. 1,200. And then 100. Go out there to be 0. So I'm not going to keep going with it. Basically, we're talking about a penny nail for the gas. So a penny nail for the gas is not much. Even if you're driving 10,000 nails, it doesn't amount to hardly anything. So even if you were a framing crew, the added cost of operating the gas-powered nailer versus a battery-powered one or a pneumatic is not going to be that dramatic. And by the time you count in the electric cost for recharging the batteries or for running the compressor, or the gasoline cost if you have a gasoline compressor, it's probably going to be pretty close to a wash. So in terms of economics, I think this gun makes a lot of sense. So, works as advertised. I'll have to give it a try and on some projects and get back to you and let you know a little bit longer term how it works out, but so far it looks pretty good. And weight wise, it doesn't feel too bad when you're something like that. Overhead would be tiring with any nail gun, but probably less so with this one since it's a little bit lighter than the other ones. So pretty good. So thank you for watching as always. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll get back to you with at some point with a longer term view of how this is going.